Surrounding you with love and hugs this morning. Good morning, everybody. Paul Ihander with you. Max Goren is here as well. You made it through a full, rainy, wet, soggy week here in the Triangle. But hopefully we can lift you up with love and hugs. Because love and hugs fix everything, right? When you're having a down day and things just didn't go your way, the person in front of you took the last pump of coffee in the break room, or you walked into your favorite store and you had your heart set on those chicken wings that you'd been dreaming and drooling about all day, and they said, sorry, we're out. Love and hugs. That's what will fix things. The Carolina Panthers preseason, another year, another loss at linebacker. Josie Jewell to concussion protocols last season. Big void in the lineup. This year, and we unfortunately joked about it, and maybe we caused the jinx. I don't want to take full credit for that. We joked about a bunch of dudes out there on some wet turf, some turf they haven't been out for a while, and running at full speed. And what happens? Second-year linebacker Nick Scorton gets injured late in practice, and they help him off with a right knee injury, which MRI imaging, and if you've ever gone through that, it's the least fun experience of all time because you slide yourself into that really tight little chamber, and all you hear is banging. And then you're usually told bad news. That's just the way it goes with an MRI, and sure enough, the bad news comes for the Carolina Panthers and Nick Scorton. And so he is out with a torn ACL, partially, mostly, all the way. There's no good tear of an ACL, but done for the season. And if you're snake bit, and you understand that phrase a little bit, the Panthers defensively, and I don't know what Ejiro Evero can do at this point except light more candles and sacrifice more chickens, because just when you think you have all your tools in place, you have to rely on the worst phrase in sports that means absolutely nothing until somebody does it, and that phrase is just three simple words. Next man up. And you're limited. You are limited in the next men's up because of what the front of your base 3-4 looks like, with Bobby Brown hurt and Wharton injured and now Scorton injured. And you had Derek Brown and sort of a Patrick Jones. And now you're thin all of a sudden. But hey, next man up. The worst three words in football.
This is just an extremely unfortunate situation for a guy that was, I know he was named by ESPN as like a big-time breakout candidate.
Yes, he was.
For the Panthers. Had a solid rookie season. He had 5 sacks last year on a team that has struggled to get to the quarterback, and this is not going to help them get any more pressure into the backfield. And it's like not even 2 hours into like the first practice of the season this happens. It's about as unlucky as it gets. You have to feel bad for Nick Scorton in this, trying to continue building up his NFL career. It's his second season. Got a good rookie year to build off of, and it's just over. It's just over just like that. Didn't even get to August, and his season's already over. It is just the most unfortunate situation you can imagine for a guy. Like, imagine how excited and ready to go you are.
Oh, absolute juice.
As a pro, you get into training camp. It's the first day, and you can't even get to the end of the day before it's already over. So hopefully a speedy recovery for Nick Scorton, and he's ready to go next season. But this is just a super just unfun, no good situation.
Yes, that's kind. That is for sure. And so the rookies that you drafted, that Dan Morgan drafted, don't even get to be rookies right now. And with the news of Taylor Moton and the blood clots and speedy recovery to Moton, Monroe Freeling has to slide in right away at right tackle and take his lumps against some crazy pass rushers, because that's where the NFL is built on edge rushing right now. And Lee Hunter, the second-round pick for the Carolina Panthers, has now he's going to work his way into rotation, whether he wants it, whether he likes to or not, and they're all going to say the right things because they have to. They have to. This one, you get a little bit more running room, a little bit more runway when it comes to putting somebody on the field to get to know things better. It is July 24th, and I put that out there because I was a little bit doomy and gloomy to start. I get that. But, man, that sucks. Dave Canales, who spoke to the media for the first time yesterday during training camp, talked about how the team could replace Skorton. He said if he misses time, he's going to miss time. Here's what Dave said.
We got guys. That's why we keep bringing in depth and talent and different guys. You know, it's Jalen Phillips in that room. Pat Jones is back, and Princely's coming along. And we got a whole group of guys that we're counting on. And so, you know, if it comes to that, we have guys that we trust, and we're going to ask to do different things. But let's hold off on that until we know what's going on.
Okay, and so he said that right before the news came down. Like, not even – it was just a couple hours after that. We learned a little after 4 yesterday, I believe, Skorton was going to miss out. Does Ejiro ever have hair? Because if he doesn't, if he does, it's gone now. It's absolutely gone now. And you know the step-ups that were made, the investments that were made defensively with bringing in Lloyd, with bringing in Phillips, with the draft picks that they made. Like, they're trying to shore up the secondary too. Like, it's not like the secondary is full of dudes too. They went out and drafted a couple of guys. They drafted day 2 guys, day 3 guys to back up Mike Jackson and Nick Scott to make sure that there was some help back there. And now you're like, okay, well, who do we shove in here? Who do we shove in here? Who do we shove in here? And again, we're not all walking off the cliff going, season's over. We're all done. But man, just when you think you had things right, just when you think you line things up, like you have 2 days of back-to-back. Like, I don't know how you make it more challenging for this team going into today. Like, what else is going to happen? What do you have left? You had Will Greer announce his retirement. Like, your backup quarterbacks, Bryce Young, it's Kenny Pickett, who has started in this league, by the way, who, found himself like, geez, I got myself a gig. And Haynes King, who, well, most likely, if he's not practice squad, will start as an active member of this roster in terms of quarterbacks, just based on how the NFL rules go now. So, like, you're asking, okay, let's take a deep breath here real quick. That's Max. I'm Paul. Next up, 99.9 The Fan. Let's talk about some of these things that have happened. Monroe Freeling talks about Taylor Moton's injury, and now the fact that he's going to start at right tackle.
Probably like last week, they told me, after they found out the news of Timo, that I'd be working on the right side, and I was really just psyched for the opportunity. So anywhere they would have put me, I would have been happy to go. And it's just how it is now. Like, I got to step up and be ready.
When they drafted him, they knew that he had the length. They know that he is athletic, and they know that he can pass protect at the SEC level, which, if you're going to argue strongly, is about as close to professional level as you're going to get without professional level pay. He just has to, fill out, right? He just needs to be seasoned, and the idea was to be able to season behind some pros. But who knows? Monroe Freeling could be the next Trent Williams, as far as I know. He could be. He's a smart guy. He's a tall guy. You don't teach size. You don't teach strength. You teach guys how to use that size, and you teach guys how to use that strength. Now you go, okay, he only started for 1 year. Well, how many more reps do you need? I'm trying to help you feel a little bit better right now. How many more reps does a guy like that need to step in and protect Bryce Young, who needs all the protection he can get? And if you're going to draft 6'7" guys, you basically told Bryce Young, unless he's blocking a guy way to the outside, you're not throwing to the right. He's 6'7". with an arm span apparently that takes him out to 7 feet. So if he's pushing guys up, lifting guys up, road blocking, hopefully he's road blocking for a rejuvenated Chuba Hubbard or Jonathan Brooks, which, by the way, apparently looked really good yesterday, just day one. Like, okay, he's out there doing his thing and, pumping back and forth. They're banking on a lot from Jonathan Brooks, by the way, like a ton. Because if Chuba Hubbard can't return to form, we just said the 3 most dangerous words in NFL football, next man up. He's next man up. He's the next guy. And they have kept him on this roster, heck or high water, to make sure that he gets an opportunity to show off whatever they felt that he had. Let's talk about Brooks here real quick. Dave Canales did speak about Brooks' first camp and recovery from injury.
Really looking forward to just the hard work that JB has had to do over the last couple of years to get him to this point. He feels great. He feels strong. He looks fast. He looks like the guy that I remember, and I'm really excited for that. But more so just for a guy to go through things and to be able to have the emotional and mental resiliency to go through that training twice to get himself back. This is a celebration, and you can feel the gratitude on him. You can feel the focus and how important this opportunity is for him.
Well, it's important for the Carolina Panthers to really believe in Jonathan Brooks. If you look at his player history when it comes to the NFL and transactions, after he was signed in May of 24, he went to the injured list right away. In July of 24, he went to reserve. He was designated for return, activated in 20. Like, his 2024 was just full of on and off and on and off and on and off of the uniform. And then went straight to the pup after that season because he had to recover. Like, they need to believe in this guy. They need to make sure that he has all the confidence in the knees, in the running game, that he can do special things. Because he even knows. He should know. This is it. There's nothing more coming down the line if you can't make it happen this year. They gave you the opportunities. They gave your body the opportunities to be the second guy in this rotation. I'm not trying to take Trevor Etienne out of it, but Etienne doesn't have anything to prove other than, stay healthy. Because if the guy in front of you does another knee thing, it's done. He's cooked. And A.J. Dillon, I'm not sure where you fit in all of this, but it's good to have a healthy hand. Dave Canales did not have to call play calls yesterday. Not that they did a lot because they were too busy surrounding Nick Scorton with love and hugs, whatever that means. That totally fits. Love and hugs. Those fix knees, don't they? Love and hugs. They fix knees when you get hit by something if you're 6. Sorry. That's just the pessimist in me and the fact that these are professional athletes who are surrounded by love and hugs. Love and hugs. Dave Canales on his first practice without play calling duties.
It was great, just bouncing around. I got a group of guys that I certainly have my eye on, I won't share that, but I'm trying to task myself with making sure that I can affect not just the coaching staff, but a couple of players, that I really want to challenge to take steps and take strides. And so going into each practice with that mindset, I feel can really, sharpen my focus on a couple of guys and then be able to see the whole thing. But Brad did an excellent job in preparing these guys to the point where they came out and, we had a really smooth pre-practice walkthrough and the guys were ready. And then we hit the ground running in the team periods.
So Dave Canales is still my golden retriever. He's still my golden retriever. I was just bouncing around, challenging a couple guys. Got a group of guys I want to challenge a little bit more. I'm not going to get into that group of guys. Just tell us. The one thing about NFL coaches is some of them are just straightforward. They don't have to shroud it. They don't have to be the funniest guy at the podium, even though we demand them to be. Like, we love a more witty coach than we love a coach who's just deadpan. Like, do you want it straight or do you want it with a little bit of sugar? I think most people would prefer a little bit of sugar. But we also want some openness. Like, isn't the point of training camp in the NFL to challenge for jobs? Like, you don't bring 53 guys to training camp. Like, otherwise, all right, we're just doing run-throughs. That's it. Like, we're challenging for jobs. Like, there are 37, well, not 37 because there's a practice squad now. Let's just say there's 25 guys who are not going to be on a Carolina Panthers 2 deep come September. They just won't. I mean, heck, they're already cutting dudes right now. Diego Pavia got cut yesterday by the Baltimore Ravens. Didn't even take a snap. Like, sorry, dude, we have no room. We got 4 other quarterbacks on this team. Like, that's what's going to happen to the 6 running backs that are on the Carolina Panthers team. Although they have different reasons to protect guys for sure. And based on Nick Scorton's injury yesterday, you can't have enough linebackers. Like, I believe there's like 82 linebackers in camp. But it's okay, Dave. I will give you permission, absolute permission, to tell me what group you are challenging out there. Because what that will do is it will put them on notice, going, we have an actual competition in this particular room. In this particular group, we are fighting for jobs. That nobody comes in here and doesn't earn a spot. And we just learned it with the injuries to Scorton. We just learned it with the injuries to Moton, that there are no givens anymore. And if you are in that room and you are competing, then just tell us. Just tell us. You don't need to hold back and reserve that kind of stuff. Put them out there. Like, call the baby ugly. Like, they're millionaires, most of them. They can handle it. They're big boys. Monroe Freeling, 6'7", 300. If he can't get his arms around a blocker, or he's too slow to get to a Chandler Jones or a Myles Garrett or whoever happens to be running around that end, then you tell him. You tell us. You go, dude, we all saw. It's not like we're not seeing it, too. That's the other thing. It's not like we're not seeing it. Like, there's video everywhere. There's television everywhere. There are cameras everywhere. You can close all the practices you want, but you still can't erase someone's memory unless you got a Men in Black flashy thing. Just say it. I think it'd be refreshing if you came out and said, this guy's just not doing what we need him to do right now. We want him to be better. We know he can be better. We're paying him to be better. We've got the coaches to make him better. So be better. Like, be that guy. Out-hustle the next guy. Like, you can do that publicly, too. You can be nice about it. You don't have to be a total D, but you can be nice about it. Like that, and that's, if there's a next coaching ascension for me, for Dave Canales to take, beyond like, all right, now that I'm not play calling, I can focus on practice and refinement and telling guys that their footwork's a little bit messed up, or maybe the release could be a little bit quicker, or hey, put the ball here instead of here, and I don't have to have the veterans do that in that, and I can be the head coach. I'm great for it. I think the next step for Dave Canales is complete and utter honesty and transparency. And it would be on brand for him. Absolute on brand for him. The guy is incredibly honest. He's incredibly forthcoming, with the exception of what he just said. Well, I'm going to hold back and not tell you the group that I'm trying to focus on. Why? The NFL already knows. Every NFL scout knows. You just tell us and then let us in on the secret. And then we'll spread the word to your fans, and then the fans can have that discussion amongst themselves. Because right now they're not seeing much other than guys are getting hurt, and we're trying to figure out who's going to replace them. That's all it is. Panthers preseason continues, 13 days. I promised, you know what, no more countdowns. I'm not going to do it.
I'm Max Goren with 3 things you need to know right now from 99.9 The Fan. The Carolina Panthers began practicing at training camp yesterday and already suffered an unfortunate injury. Second-year edge rusher Nick Scorton tore his ACL and will be out for the season. Scorton recorded 5 sacks and 47 total tackles as a rookie last season. The Carolina Hurricanes and restricted free agent defenseman Ronan Seeley avoided arbitration by coming to an agreement on a 1-year, 2-way contract yesterday. The contract will pay Seeley $100,000 at the AHL level and $850,000 at the NHL level, with a guaranteed minimum salary of $160,000. The first-place Durham Bulls continue their series on the road at the Memphis Redbirds tonight. Bulls coverage is available on 620 AM Buzz Sports Radio, 99.9 FM HD2, and WRAL News Plus, with first pitch scheduled for 8:05 p.m. For all the latest news on your favorite teams, download the 99.9 The Fan app or visit 999thefan.com.
I work in a studio that has the ability for people to try to remote in and control the computer. And for the past 2 days, someone's been trying to remote in and control this computer. And so it goes absolutely black. And I can't see anything that I'm working with in front of me. And it goes away. And I didn't realize it was happening yesterday. And then I started seeing the cursor move around. And I'm like, what is happening? And they were trying to turn Max's video off. And they were trying to turn my browsers off. I'm like, what is going on? Anyway. Confusion there, but not so much in the Carolina Hurricanes camp this morning. As Max mentioned in the update, Hurricanes, Ronan Seeley did not get the $10 million he was looking for. He was asking for $10 million. I really want to know what he was asking for. Could someone just DM me what the number was?
I thought you were reporting that it was $10 million.
That was the rumor that I was trying to get moved forward because he was worth it. He's worth it. He's worth it. He gets the $850,000 if he makes it to the NHL level. So he's getting Nick Delorier, Mark Jankowski, lower-end money. And he gets a one-year deal. This is probably his last year with the Carolina Hurricanes. Let's be honest. When you go to arbitration, it's like, all right, I feel like I'm worth a little bit more. Team feels like you're worth a little bit not so much more in this instance, but they don't have to fly to Toronto, which is where everybody went yesterday thinking that Columbus and its goaltender, Jet Greaves, were going to have to go to arbitration because they were so far apart in negotiations. What's come out since then, the hearing was supposed to start at 9 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, so roughly 24 hours ago. They asked the arbitrator, and apparently the arbitrator said, yep, if you're still engaged, let's figure this out. I will wait. They were still talking about a deal after that hearing had been scheduled to start, and they got it done 20 minutes after, like pretty much this time yesterday. They got it done. 3-year term, $5 million a year. $5 million. I was a little bit short. I had said 6. He got $5 million for the next 3 seasons, which pays him starting goaltending money in the NHL if you're an up-and-coming goalie. Brandon Bussi didn't need it. He wanted 1.9. That's what they settled on. I hope Brandon Bussi is worth the money next year, worth the money the following year, and then gets paid for what he is worth. Because I think he is worth a lot of money to Carolina Hurricanes fans. Certainly, they will buy more than enough homemade bus T-shirts with a weird-looking Brandon Bussi face on it. So that leaves us to the last pressing piece of business. And, as you could say, business may have picked up a little bit when it comes to the Carolina Hurricanes. And there are now a little bit of movement, mostly from people who would like to see movement from their teams. There's some engagement talking about the St. Louis Blues taking a shot at Alexander Nikishin. They haven't really done much with their defensive core. They need a little bit of help. There's no doubt about it. It's why the rumors had started. The only thing is, it's about cap space with St. Louis. St. Louis doesn't have it. They have nothing to offer in terms of cap space. And if Alexander Nikishin is truly asking for the numbers that we think he is, because clearly if it was a good number, if it was 1.9 million or 2 million, 3.5 maybe, this deal might have already gotten done. If he is suggesting a lot higher, the St. Louis Blues cannot afford him. And so you're talking about moving pieces and whatnot. I'm not sure the Blues have pieces that they want to. There was a report earlier this week that had been circled back that Winnipeg and Carolina were kind of still trying to see if they should pull each other off the 8th grade dance wall and go out into the middle of the floor and see if they could just, I don't know, dance 6 inches apart from each other and just hold each other's waists and see if Connor Hellebuck was still available and Alexander Nikishin would be part of that deal. Now, remember, the first engagement that they had, that the reports were out there, that this wasn't a thing. This was like, it's not enough. Nikishin and a first-round pick for Hellebuck wasn't going to be kind of thing because the Jets are kind of trying to remake the roster a little bit. And they know that someone's doing it again, Max. Someone's dialing into this computer. You are talking about, like, is there anybody else that, you know, needs goaltending or needs some help? This is really distracting. I'm sorry, folks. I lose my spot because everything just goes black in front of me. I'm like, okay, is something bad about to happen? It's like, did we take a power hit or whatever it is? Anyway, Carolina has draft capital. They have the rights to Alexander Nikishin. If there is any sort of potential, again, I think these deals would have been done by now. There's no reason for anybody to not hold firm or to not hold their spot until something goes. So are you concerned that he hasn't been signed yet by the Canes? No, not really concerned.
Because it was we've talked about it in relation to when Martin Necas was kind of in a similar position. Like there were disagreements over role and what he was worth. And I think it was maybe a few days after this, and whatever year that was in July, that they ended up signing that 2-year bridge deal. So, I mean, that contract could still come through. In terms of a trade, I'm starting to think less and less that it's going to happen. When the reporting was out there, and I think it was pre-draft, right, about the offer for Connor Hellebuck. I think when trades like that, when the offer like kind of gets out there and gets reported, that tells me, okay, well they're not going to take it, because why would this story be coming out as, oh, they have this offer on the table, instead of the story coming out as like this trade just went through? That tells me that they don't want to do that for whatever this package is, or maybe they're trying to leverage through the media for some more assets. I don't know, but the more it goes on, the more I'm thinking that they're going to end up coming to a resolution on a contract, and Alexander Nikishin will be back next season. But again, I think it's going to be more of 1 year, 2 year, maybe 3 at most on one of those kind of bridge deals. Either that, or they do work out some kind of sign and trade type of deal. But I don't know. I feel like he's going to be back on a short term, and then ultimately maybe ends up moving on to another team, just because the way that the defenseman market has moved, maybe they can't afford, or they don't want to allocate as much of their funds in the salary cap to Alexander Nikishin when you already have your top 2 left-handed defensemen locked up for the next 7 years.
It's the last big rock for the Hurricanes. And by the way, that date would be coming up if we were trying to draw the parallels between Marty Necas and Alexander Nikishin. Boom. July 29th is when that deal went down. So that would be essentially the start of next week if they don't get something done. That's how that bridge worked out. That was $6.5 million, by the way. $6.5 million. And when Marty Necas signed extensions, he ended up doing really well in the first year of those extensions. Same way, which led to the trade for Mikko Rantanen, which led to the trade for Logan Stankoven, and we know how that worked out. So maybe if the dominoes fall correctly and there is a move at some point and the bridge deal is done, that in 2 more seasons we end up with another Stanley Cup here in Carolina. There you have it. That's it. The Hurricanes business is done. We can have these discussions about the Canes moving forward, but really there's just one piece. There's one piece left.